Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Tuesday, uh, Tuesday, uh, Tuesday, February the 9th, 2021, and I want to be talking about our school re-entry plan and how we will be dealing with that kind of thing. It's very important that everybody knows what I'm talking about because it's one of the things that's really important, especially in March 20th, 2021. This is where I'm going to be bringing the restrictions and everything that I talked about so far is going to be related, including the March 20th, 2021, that I will be talking about for that kind of thing. So these things are going to be in effect in March 20th, 2021. It's very important that people they start following the rules once the school opens that day. It's very important that people do their best to make sure that they're following the rules and following the health guidelines as much as they can, because this is the most important thing that people need to do. So today I want to be going over some things that will be dealt during the school time and during the school hours, what will be the plan for returning schools. So returning to school has taken on new meanings and new set of worries for parents and others. Has taken on new meaning and new set of worries for parents and others. Caregivers during the age of coronavirus disease 2019 COVID-19. School must now balance the educational, social, and emotional needs of their students along with the health and safety of students and staff in the midst of the evolving COVID-19 pandemic. The decision on what school and learning looks like is usually made on the local level by school boards and government officials. Overall, school largely chooses from one of the three options. So distance learning, all instruction is done remotely in this model using technology and other tools. In-person schooling, this model is similar to traditional schooling with enhanced health and safety precautions and procedures. Hybrid schooling, this model includes elements of both distance and in-person schooling. School may adopt one or more approaches during the course of the school year, and pandemic being prepared for a variety of schooling environments can empower you and your child and reduce anxiety in each case. There are steps you can take to reduce the risk of COVID-19, help your child feel safe, and make informed decisions during the COVID-19. So it's very important that uh, that you make the right decision for your kids and everybody, and making sure that everybody understands that, because it's super duper important that people need to do the right thing by following the health rules, by following the health guidelines, and doing what's right to make sure that you're prepared every day, to make sure that you're here every single day. And that's what's really important during the time of COVID-19. I put those restrictions in school restrictions, and they have to be followed by time in by March 20th in that kind of time. So it's very important that people need to understand that and take it very seriously in every way, not joke around with people's health, not joke around with people's stuff. It's very important that people take it very seriously in every way. Those restrictions I put is for people to follow the health guidelines and to do the right thing as much as they can. I did not put those restrictions so people can uh, not do right. And sanitizers will be provided during school days, and during each day you're gonna have to use the hand sanitizers. Well, if you don't have a computer, I advise you to bring your own devices when classes resume on March 20th. It's very important that you bring your own devices and your own belongings, because there will be nothing that will be prepared here. It's very important that you make sure as much as you can that day to bring your own stuff and to bring your own belongings and your own things, because nothing will be provided. The only thing will be provided is hand sanitizers for students to use it during the class, so germs don't be effective. Also, it's very important if you're sick and you're not well, please do not show up in school and please do not give people COVID, not even COVID, even if it's regular flu. We don't need people to get sick. So those are the kind of things that I'm expecting people to watch for during the time of COVID-19, the time of this crisis, right? That's how we're gonna be moving on. People don't follow the health rules and health guidelines on March 20th. Schools are going to be closed again because people are not following the health rules. So it's very important that you do your best. If you're planning to come to school, I'm only allowing 5 students. And if you don't come here early, you're not going to have a room. You might have to do online learning if you do not show up on time. So it's very important that you make sure that you show up on time and make sure that you're serious about this and take it very seriously in every way. So that's what's very important during the time of the COVID-19 and during the time of the health crisis. We're trying to limit the spread of COVID-19 and limit the spread of the disease. People need to do the same thing and making sure they do the right thing. I'm going to be moving on now, talking about practices and distancing. Find all this on Google Classroom. I'll be posting it today in Google Classroom, so you make sure that you read this whole thing carefully and make sure that you understand what it's talking about, because those all have to be done during the school, plus the restrictions that I already put in place on December 16th. So practice safe distancing. Social distancing or physical distancing is practice of allowing enough space between individuals to reduce the spread of disease. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention (CDSC) and the World Health Organization recommended keeping at least 6 feet (2 meters) of space between yourself and people outside your household to meet these goals. But that might not be practiced in some schools or with younger children. The American Academy (APP) says following strict physical distancing can conflict with ideal academic, social, and emotional learning standards. It's also not clear how easily COVID-19 spreads among children. So this is really important that we have to practice that in school. If I do not see people are practicing 2 meter distancing during the COVID-19, there will be consequences on this. So it's making sure that you do the 2 meter distancing and you separate from each person. It's expected for you to do that during the time of crisis. If I don't see physical distancing, you're gonna be doing online from now on, and you will lose the privilege for coming to school, because it's very simple. If you cannot follow the health rules of the school, you are not going to be in the school. I'm going to be kicking you out, and you might just have to do online learning instead of doing normal uh, going school back school. So it's your choice at the end what decision you make at the end of the day, because whatever decision you make, I don't want people to be sick, and I care about my students. But if you don't care about yourself, then do online learning and don't bother coming to school and making others sick and making others not well in every way. So it's very important that you make sure you do your best by doing the physical distancing and doing what's right. This is an order. This is not something for you to think about or tell me, oh, I don't want to do it. This is something you have to do it, or you will lose the privilege on March 20th. So their steps to encourage social distancing during in-person schooling may include eliminating lockers or grouping them by students, groups, or cohorts, creating one-way traffic in school hallways, using outdoor space when possible for instruction, meals, and recesses, reducing the number of children on school buses, spacing desks out and having them all face in the same direction, using physical barriers such as plexiglass shields and partitionals to separate educators and students, dividing students up into distance groups or cohorts that stay together during the school day, and reducing interactions between different groups. So interaction between different groups, that means that you guys are not going to be working in a group. Everybody is going to be working individual. I'm allowing 5 students only in the school because the school is very small. So each student will be using different corners. I'll give more details by middle of March uh, before the school opens. But now all I'm saying is it's very important that there will be 5 students only in the school. There won't be any more, and we will see in the 5 students how well things get better, right? So it's very important that you do your best by protecting your health, by protecting yourself, and by protecting people around you, and doing the right physical distancing during the time of COVID-19 and during the time of the health crisis. It's very important that you do what you can during the time of COVID-19 and during the time of the health crisis. Okay, so this is all. So divide students up into distance groups and cohorts that stay together during the school days and reduce interactions between different groups. Weighting the risk and benefits of in-person schooling for children may mean different levels of social distancing based on child age and development stage. For example, the APP recommends allowing interactive play for preschoolers while encouraging cohorting of students and face covering for older children. So there's no interactive, there's no having fun with together people. It's not like that. You're gonna come every day for school. You're gonna be sitting in a corner, and then you're not gonna be doing any physical distancing. You're not gonna play with people. You're not gonna have fun. This is not. You're coming here just to learn and to leave. There's no here of interacting, having fun with people. If I see that, you're gonna lose the privilege of coming to the school, and you're gonna be losing the privilege not coming here again. So if you really want to come to school and you want to be coming, so it's very important that there's going to be rules that are going to be followed on March 20th. My rules have to be followed, including the rules that I'm reading now. Those are more rules from the government, and they have to also be followed. Hopefully what